Alright, barriers and enablers to communication. So a barrier to communication. It's simply something that hinders the transmission of the intended message, while an enabler is the opposite, and it facilitates the message through the channel. Knowledge of this, for me as a future podiatrist, will enable me to convey whatever content I need to my clients, and they'll be able to receive whatever I'm trying to convey to them with ease. Okay, so clinicians can adopt a paternalistic style of communication, you could say, and this is essentially, you could say, a barrier. So basically here, clinicians will lay out the mode of intervention, and they won't really allow for the client to give their input to the intervention. So it's basically a barrier, you could say. The client has little or no say. Okay, so but clinicians who adopt a shared decision-making model are enablers to communication. So the client here is actively involved in the decision-making process, and they have a greater understanding. Therefore, it isn't a barrier, so it's an enabler to communication. So, communication between myself as a future podiatrist and my clients will be enabled by the shared decision-making model. And then, greater client satisfaction will be the result. Communication will therefore not be hindered by the lack of involvement of the client. It will be enabled. Basically, this article has enabled me and my awareness of the interventions in podiatry and how they should be centered around a shared decision-making model to enable communication and not make the client feel like they are being smothered by the clinician with their paternalistic model. It has informed me as a future podiatrist that communication will be enabled, and essentially it will be hindered by the paternalistic model, where all decisions would be made by me with no client input.